Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. Today we've got Gary on from Manchester. You probably recognise Gary. He owns Welcome Estates and on other businesses as well. But he comes on channel and we do a regular diet video. We've done 8 now. If you like to know a bit about dieting or you want to follow Gary's story and battle with his weight, that's on Porky's Corner. They're numbered 1 to 8. So, all right. You might have seen Gary in some Welcome Spain videos that we've done as well, because there's a documentary out. So here he is, and he's going to do some boxing chat with me. But he's not an hardcore, are you guys?
No, don't expect me to know that much about boxing. Well, I used to be a hardcore, used to follow in the old days, but I'm more watching more on the TV now.
Yeah, you're a casual at home, aren't you? You're just on your sofa with remote.
Flippers on now, yeah. not gallivanting about as much.
Yeah, we'll have a little chat about what's been going on recently. Did you watch Anthony Yard's fight with Beterbiev, Gary?
I did, mate. Yeah, I did.
What do you think to it?
I thought Yard would put up a good fight, bit like he did against what was the Russian
Kovalev.
who was it? Kovalev, yeah. And the same thing, exactly the same thing happened. I was surprised really because it's like made of stone. That is it? Did you say? Is it called Bertabe?
Is what?
Is it Bertabe?
Well, I don't know how to pronounce it, probably because I'm an Northerner, but I thought it was Beterbiev or something. Or I call it Beterbiev.
But he was just like Kovalev, wasn't he? He just was too strong for him. I mean, considering he's 38 years of age, that's what he is, isn't it?
Nearly 39, yeah.
I was thinking he must be on the slide, and I thought this is going to go Yard's way, having learned from the last fight. But it's almost so the younger guy run out of steam again. And he just drive right through him. Smashed right through him in the end, didn't he?
Well, he had a long amateur career, didn't he? Beterbiev. He had a very long amateur career. That's what he's only had 19 fights. So then he's 38. Yeah.
It wasn't to do with that, though. It was to do with staying power. Because he was in the fight, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't. Well, it just comes down to staying power to me, and Anthony Yard just doesn't seem to have that staying power.
No, he maybe because he's got a heavily muscled physique, he might be carrying too much.
But it reminds me a little bit of Joshua, really.
And Bruno, Frank Bruno.
Oh, Frank Bruno, but more Joshua, really. Yeah, muscle bound, but you know he can like that better bit. He kind of got stuck in, didn't he? Back proper powerful punches, and he just run out of steam for it. His punch resistance went. Same with Kovalev. It's a shame, really, because he's a good fighter.
Yeah. Do you think, Gary, that your elite fighters, I know you Beterbievs and Usyks and Tyson Fury. Do you think why they don't get beat is because when they get to them championship rounds, they find that 7th, 8th gear, don't they?
They do, the elite one. My whole fellow used to say, I think I've said this to you before, our guys, they're great until they come up against the Yanks. You get against them elite Yanks, and then they get sorted out, don't they? But you're right. We've got Fury, haven't we?
Yeah.
So we have got one there in Fury. But I think you're right. I think that they are that top, the top few, Crawford and Spence and
Usyk and Beterbiev and
well, you've named them, haven't you? You've named the top 5 pound for pound fighters that there is at the moment, and anybody else is on the fringe, aren't they?
Yeah, they've not been beat them lot, and
as they get to that top 5, they get beat. The one I was surprised, but you know more than me really. But the one I was surprised was what's it getting beat by Bivol?
Oh, Canelo.
Yeah, that surprised me. That it did. Why did it? Why do you think, was that a weight difference, a weight class?
Yeah, well, Canelo started his career, didn't he? About 150 pounds, didn't he? So that's like welterweight, stroke light middleweight, and he's going up through weights. Eventually, you can only go so far. Like Roy Jones, he wouldn't have been able to sustain it.
Is he talking about making a comeback fight?
Yeah, Roy Jones having a comeback fight, but back in the day, Roy Jones went from middleweight to heavyweight, didn't he? But he only had one fight at heavyweight, and then he jumped back down to like heavy.
For health reasons, so that can't be allowed. Somebody at 50 odd.
Oh no, yeah. Roy Jones shouldn't be getting back in ring at 54, 55. Should be. Larry Holmes was fighting at 55 as a pro.
I thought he was 49 when he won the world title back.
Oh.
Not Holmes, the other one. The beef burger man.
45 he was, George Foreman.
Foreman, yeah. 45. So what we done until he was what?
Larry Holmes fought while they were 55. Did you know that?
I did not know that, no.
Fought Butterbean in his last fight.
Did you? I didn't know that. 55, wow.
Yeah.
You're in serious.
Roy Jones was only 54. He's still got time on him, but if he still thinks he's got something to offer the sport, but personally, he's obviously got bills.
And it's just about money.
Yeah.
Well, Ricky Hatton's just done one, and they just can't let it go. Look, I can't blame them. It's in the blood, innit? It's in the blood.
Yeah, they just want money, don't they? They just want the recognition. Ricky Hatton's got millions. Why would he be putting fights on that? They just can't stay away from limelight, can they?
In his blood, that's why. They want the fame and the stardom back, but unfortunately, it's gone, and it's only there for a moment, innit?
Yeah.
Special moment.
Yeah. Let's go through this list then. Did we speak about managers? What do you think about managers, Gary? People working their way up to the #1 slot, and then the champions promoters saying, yeah, you'll get your title shot, but we want options on you if you win. Or if you do win, we want options for a rematch and then another fights down the line or whatever. Why have we got this with managers? It's not right.
I think that managers are brilliant because they give the normal good boxer the chance to work their way up into that position without money. All right. I know that the promoters are still doing a good job on getting them there, but to get up the ladder, up the rankings, to become mandatory, you've got to have fought the best, haven't you?
Yeah, but why should the challenger have to beat the champion twice to be free of him? Or in Carl Froch's case, he could have fought Joe Calzaghe, but if we beat him, Frank wanted 3 options on him. Naughty, Bricktop, naughty. Why should Froch put all his pressure online against Calzaghe and all Mick Hennessy's money invested in him to then have to fight Calzaghe twice and then fight another couple of times for Frank? Why? It's a mandatory. You've earned the shot.
Because you're talking about commercial merchandise, and that's all they see boxers as.
I understand that. Yeah, a bit like if Calzaghe and Froch had a fought, it were that big that they've had to do it twice, wouldn't they?
Yeah, and look, they can't sell a fight if the public don't want it. I mean, if the public are buying in, a promoter's going to do it, isn't he? He's earning the most money for his boxer and the most money he can for him. Depends which side of the fence you sat on, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Journeyman, like Jake Pollard. He's not on 42 and he's got 2 fights lined up in March, but he's just lost 42 on trot. Are these move around journeyman types? Is it getting a bit? They're turning up to lose, aren't they? What's good is that? The fans want to see that. Me as a fan, I don't watch fights like that at shows. I'm not interested in them. Move arounds. It's wrong. What do you think, Gary?
Well, lots of people don't watch the early fights at a boxing match, so they're all too busy getting pissed in the bar.
Like me.
Yeah, and me. And that's nothing against boxers really, but if you don't know them, and I don't know, journeymen play an important part, don't they? They
important part, very important. But
you put shows on, you need fighters. So look, at the end of the day, you've got. You're expected to lose. You're just being put there, aren't you, as a journeyman? To promote, you're expected to lose. You can't be a journeyman if you go around winning too many, can you? Because otherwise, you're ruining promoters' boxes.
I see where you're coming from, Gary. But Say, for instance, if I had your company now and I owned a chemical plant, you came for an interview for a fork truck and you were driving around on that fork truck 42 days and you kept bumping into things or you couldn't do the job properly, what would happen?
Well, do you know what happened?
I'd say,
Um,
Gary, you're not a
no,
fork truck. There's screwdrivers and fork truck drivers, and you're not a fork truck driver. That's what I say.
but do you know something, Russ? If that happened on my chemical plant, and we've got several forklift trucks, right, we would be expected to give them a 1, 2, 3 and they're out. You get a warning,
Oh,
you
is that
know.
how you deal with it? Yeah.
And if they did some damage or killed somebody, we'd have to prove that we'd operated a 1, 2, you know, we'd taken disciplinary measures against them. So in answer to your question there, it's an health and safety situation.
Yeah.
If,
Well,
if,
yeah,
if,
it is, yeah.
if they're in danger of getting hurt in taking these losses, then they shouldn't be in there. But if they're putting up a fight and doing the job that they're supposed to do, all right. What's he done? That's the best one I've heard. 42 losses, or they've normally got the odd W, haven't they, or the odd draw.
He's Norton 42. He's called Jake Pollard. He's 32 next birthday. I want to know how is he's not a boxer.
Well,
He can't box out.
Do you know what I'd say to that? He's a good businessman, though, isn't he?
Well, if he's got a job and he's turning up at shops 42 times, pinching $2.5 grand a time, it's not bad, is it?
He's not a bad businessman, is he? And if he's getting in and out of there, getting as least hurt as possible.
He's not Willie Warburton's the master at move arounds. He don't get hit. He knows how to defend his son. This kid's getting knocked about. Point I'm making is this. Ask anybody this. Ask Julian, ask Clinton Woods. They've told you in my company. If you lost 5 times back in the day, you had to go to front at board. And they said, Robert Smith would say, right, why have you lost 5 times? You'd have to explain yourself. They might even make you go have a spar with somebody. This kid's lost 42 times and he's got 2 fights booked in March. I'm not going to watch him. No offence. That's what's another thing as we're going through the list that I don't like to see, because somebody's going to get hurt.
Exactly. Well, listen to Julian. That's something that I wasn't very knowledgeable on, but in the earlier days, I didn't realise you go to your local amateur gym, your boxing gym, and if you weren't good enough, they'd tell you, wouldn't they?
Jake Pollard, do you want to come on my channel? You're more than welcome. I'm not going to bite you. I want to know if the British Boxing Board of Control have had you in front of them to say, listen, kid, you've lost 42 on trot. Why have you got 2 fights booked in March? Just a simple question. Because when somebody gets hurt, all these questions are going to be asked by law.
But Jake,
there's worse records than him, you know, busy.
Yeah, but you know, if somebody like Jake would come on, right? Yeah. I know people think that you really rinse him, or that's the word you.
I'm going to rinse him. I'm just going to ask him. He gets my respect. He's a boxer. He's getting
I get your respect if he comes on the channel as well.
Yeah, he will, yeah. But he's lost 42 times on trot, but he's got fights booked. There's kids who are winning every week, can't get fights booked. But this geezer here, 42 losses, this Jake Pollard, he's got 2 shows booked in March. He's busier than ever because he's turning up to get filled in by people who just want to be known as boxers. I'm a boxer, I'm undefeated. And this is who they're fighting. They ain't going to pull one over my eyes and stuff like this. You can imagine. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Doesn't everybody know, Russ, that journeymen are paid to turn up and just put a bit of resistance up to a boxer who they're promoting? Isn't that not a journeyman?
Maybe. I don't know.
He's not in there to go all the way, is he? He's not good enough. That's why he's a journeyman.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be putting 50-50 fights on, aren't these promoters? They're supposed to be putting bums on seats.
Yeah, but
bums on seats doing this, are they? Because it's turning people off. That kid who's lost 42 should be fighting somebody else who's lost 42, shouldn't he? Comprende?
Yeah, well, but they wouldn't be able to find enough fighters for the shows, would they?
He's fighting undefeated kids in March. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think the one with 42 losses is going to beat the kids who've never been beat or who've got wins. We know what's going to happen, don't we? This is
Yeah,
just one little in. There's thousands like him.
no, you're right, Russ. I must admit, when I watch as a casual, when I watch boxing now, I mean, I started watching some of the boxer shows, and some of their shows, these big losses, and it turns me right off on the opponent. You know what I mean? I can see what's going on. Can see they've needed a fight, keep them busy. But you know, when you're putting them in the ring with somebody who's not won any fights, it does turn you off. Turns me off.
Yeah, and there's too much of this going on now, and people turning a blind eye. I'm just wondering if the 5-fight rule, you lose 5 on the trot, you're in front of the board. Why are you losing? What are you doing wrong, kid? Is it your diet? Are you not training? Are you injured? What's happening here? You've got problems in your head. Did your manager owe you money? What's going on, kid? You've lost 5 on trot. Are they getting any of that? We don't know. But when you've lost 42 on trot, there's worse than Jake Pollard's record. I could give you 25 now off the top of my head. There's worse than that. But what about if they're not checking these kids that are getting beat all the time? And they're not. And this kid's not getting, he's only been stopped 3 times. So when you get stopped, you can't fight for a month. You have to go have a scan, right, before you can go fight again. This kid's he's only been stopped 3 times in 42. So if he's not getting stopped, he's still taking punishment. He takes a lot of punishment, this kid. This is why people are saying he shouldn't be fighting him. No offense, he takes a lot of punishment. If this kid gets hurt, and Robert Smith and the rest of that shower of we know down at the border control at Cardiff, if they've not been saying, here, what's going on here with this kid here losing all these, if they've not been and seen him, they're in trouble because it's a duty of care, innit? Unless that rule's been took out at Green Book, I don't know.
I was going to ask you that. Well, that vetting process that Julian spoke about on his video, you know, the grassroots, you know, your box trainer, you know, they won't have anyone. They'll say to a lot of kids, look, you're not quite good enough. Sorry, but thanks, but no thanks. Is that a rule? Is that still in at grassroots?
Well, this is how I look at it. Yeah, I think it is. And if you turn up at age 35 and you've never had a fight in your life, you're not going to get a license. Unless you've got somebody who can have a word with them, you know, like a promoter or something. If you've got amateur experience, you usually get one. If you haven't, they want to see you spar somebody. They want to see you spar somebody, and then they can make a judgment, won't they? But if you're losing 42 times, listen, if you were down pit with my dad in 60s and 70s, and you can't get that coal up, you'll be sacked. You're going to work for 6 weeks, that's 42 days. You can't get no coal up for 42 days. You're gone, your family will starve. So this is what I think's wrong with boxing. And like I said, there's loads of them. I don't just want to pick on this kid. This kid's taking a lot of punishment. Shouldn't be fighting. 42 losses. Come on. What's it going to take before we say, you know what? He's not a boxer, him. Is he going to take 100 losses and a body on slab? Eh?
Yeah, that's the worry, Russ, isn't it?
The board have a duty of care. All they care about is pound notes. This kid here, I don't know his story. But like I said, anybody who gets in ring gets my respect. But he's got fights booked. Winners who can't get fights booked. One.
Sorry, does he have to pay the boxing board each time he fights?
Yeah, they'll get some board will get paid for him fighting. Yeah, they'll get every time a fighter fights, the board gets something out of the job.
Right. So, well, it's not right.
Me and Dennis had an argument, right? Me and Dennis fell out, right? And I'm not going to go into details, but we had an argument about the fact that Dennis signed loads and loads. I'm not going to say how many. He knows I know how many, and I got it to a T how many it was because I studied it. It took me hours. Dennis signed loads of fighters, didn't he? White collars, right? Loads of people turned over with Dennis during that pandemic. You know that, don't you? He signed more. He gave more people debuts than ever before over a period of time. Going back in the 100 year or something, or nearly 100 year at border control, Dennis gave more people debuts, so he has to be applauded for that, doesn't he? But look at the people that he's been giving debuts to. They wouldn't have got licenses years ago. No offense against them. Yeah, they need respect for getting in there. And there is a place for these people in boxing, but not as professional boxers. That was my argument with him. When I first started with him, he used to say, "Oh, this is show. What do you think? This is what we think we're going to go in." And I'd go, "Have a look." I'd go through it all, and I'd go,
You
like that.
You're too honest, Rob.
"Yeah, I'm honest." I said, "Well, how can you have him on? He's lost 9 on trot, or he's lost this money, and he's going to cost X amount to fly in from Nigeria or whatever, and somebody's going to have to take him for a blood test in Manchester. Well, be muggins here, won't he, and all that. So why do you have to bring him? You can go through it all. I'd shred it. I would. I said, well, what do you think to each fight? And I say, yeah, there's 2 good ones out of 7 there, and they'd be like, there's nobody's allowed to say out, are they, up there, except me? Nobody would say no to him, are they?
Whose job was it to get them fights?
Well, matchmaker. Then he would say, what do you think we're thinking of going with this? I said, the garbage. That's garbage then. You're better than that. Garbage. But nobody was saying that out to him up there. And obviously when I've left, they've got to sign loads of people, haven't they? So maybe it was me. Maybe I got bad apple and changing them. I don't know, but you know where I'm, Mark. I have an opinion, don't I? He knows what he was putting on. He just signed Max on it. So you know what you're getting, don't you? You're as good as it says on tin, aren't you?
Max is a nice guy. What are you saying about Max?
Max is a nice kid. He's a pal. He comes here, you know.
I tell you what, when he shook my hand, nearly had no hand left.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's got a vice-like grip.
Don't like him to get me in an headlock.
Yeah, but you're 63-year-old and you're not as big as Max, are you? Max is a nice kid. He's a rugby player, isn't he? You can't just jump from rugby to boxing in your mid-30s. Don't work like that. You get hurt unless you match correctly. So I've said to Dan, you're going to have to match him very, very correctly. Otherwise, the kid's going to get hurt, isn't he?
Well,
He wants to do it. He wants to do it. And it's like, oh, am I to stop him? He's a nice kid. My family like him. My parents like him. He's all right. He's pretty good kid, Max.
I like him because he's giving welcome shout outs all the time.
I thought you would. But like I said, the Jake Pollards of this world, they need to be out of sport. They need to go fight on Misfits. Right. But people are going to say, Porky, we need journeymen so that fighters can practice on them and get used to fighting in front of lights. But they can do that in the gyms, can't they?
Can't get a show on without them, can you?
I understand that, yeah, but he needs looking at these move arounds do. Should pay-per-view be capped at 20 quid? It was 15 quid 8 years ago. Now it's 20.
Can I just say something about pay-per-view?
Yeah. And
I don't know whether I've heard this right or not, but I was watching that CEO of DAZN, and they just put the price up from $7.99 to $19.99 because I'm a subscriber, right? And I'm not conscious of that.
Are you a subscriber to DAZN, Gary?
Yeah.
Get it cancelled, man.
Well, that's a big hike, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big hike. They're trying to justify not doing pay-per-view for Joshua.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, I'm not sure, Ross, but if my subscription's just gone from $7.99 to $19.99,
there's a problem, isn't there, Houston?
For what? I mean, there's no. You can't. That's like a 300% hike, and it's probably more like 1,000% from the $2.99 it started off at.
Well, what you have to look at is this, right? How can they sell Joshua as pay-per-view when he hasn't got a belt? They've got a problem, haven't they? Normally, to be pay-per-view, you've got to have a belt or you've got to be a big name. Fighting another big name. Now, Joshua's a big name. He's up there commercially. He's not an elite fighter. He's a world level fighter now, above European level. He's a world level fighter. But commercially, he's massive. Yeah, but commercially, he's massive. But he's not fighting another elite guy or another world level guy. He's fighting a guy that's probably about British level. That's the level the guy's at, about British level. He's just
he's over the hill now, isn't he? Really?
Oh, Joshua.
No, White.
Yeah, but we're on about Franklin now, aren't we? The guy Joshua's fighting is Franklin.
That was a close fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're a close fight, Gary. We're a split decision. Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Dylan's only what I don't know what he is in the rankings. Is he top 10?
No, I don't think he is. No, I think.
The way
15.
Yeah.
Put him 15. He'd lucky to scrape in top 15, Dylan White.
Yes, the way Josh is drifting, you know, he's probably is just about fringe top 5, isn't he now?
Joshua, yeah.
So, look, I like Joshua. I will pay to watch his next fight. That's how it is. I follow all my boxing. There's some boxing on tonight from Sheffield. You know, I'll be watching. I don't know who it is. I thought, well, the hell, I've not missed that Fight Zone show, have I? And but there is some fighting on in Yorkshire today.
It's Ash's show tonight.
It says Ash. I was wondering, is that Ash your mate from next door?
Yeah, no, you went to see him, didn't you, in his showroom?
Yeah. I didn't. So that also he puts full shows on. Is he a proper promoter then?
Yeah, him and Izzy. Yeah, somebody called Izzy Ahmed.
Oh, I'm going to watch that then.
Yeah,
I'll probably see him then. Will around the ring.
You'll see him sat on his big table, Ash, with his big watch on.
What big table? What do you mean?
Ash the Flash, they call him. He'll be sat there with big watch, Rolls Royce outside.
Yeah, what big table? What is it? A dinner do or is it a boxing fight match?
I think it was last night, actually. To be honest, I think it was last night, Friday. Ash's show with Izzy, but it's their show. They do all that lighting and that.
No, it's tonight because I tried to watch it today.
What channel's it on?
Eh?
What channel's it on?
I'll put it up now. I don't know what channel it was on.
We got it.
Just pulling my YouTube up now. Sorry.
Well, either way, if it's yesterday or today, yeah, they've got a WBA fight.
No worries, I can carry on talking.
There's a WBA belt online, I think. So you'll know Ash, you know what it's all about now, don't you? Flopping money out for sanction fees. Get your money out, lad. YouTubers, Gary, what do you think to them? These misfits, KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Tommy Fury's joined the band now. What do you think to it all? Is it getting a bit out of control, or can we learn anything from them?
Well, Misfits is just commercial merchandise, isn't it? It's being rolled by YouTube, and YouTube and followers is dictating. Can I turn this round so I can show you?
Well,
let me see if I know how to do it. I'm going to have to just pick it up. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it's on. I didn't realise it was already on.
I can't see. Hang on a minute. Who's that?
What
channel is it on?
Hang on a second.
Sky, innit?
There it is. Battle of Yorkshire.
Sky, innit?
English. It's at the Magna Centre.
Oh, yeah. Is it tonight?
Yeah, WBA, Continental Lightweight.
Yeah, Continental. Yeah, that's it. Oh, what time does it start?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Hussein and Jenkins. Who are these fighters? Do you know them? Ali and Hayden?
Yeah, they're all their fighters. Yeah, looks a good show, that. I could have gone there tonight on Ash's table.
No, you're right. Friday the 10th.
Yeah, well, last night then. Yeah, I could have gone last night, but I had too much on. Ash, I do apologise. But you're too
we could have gone there and we could have gone there, Russ.
He asked you in 2 weeks ago in his showroom, when we took that sign up in his showroom, he said, do you want to come? You went, I don't know what I'm doing.
So I didn't. I'd like to have gone to that. I do like real shows.
If I'd have gone there, there'd been Ellen, wouldn't there, off Dennis, because I think they've nicked Cash Alley off Dennis, haven't they? So I'm caught in middle, aren't I? So what can you do?
Right. When's Dennis's show we're going to?
Next Saturday. But Dennis was in Italy till Monday, so I don't know what's going on there.
Is it next Saturday coming? I need to put that in my phone, don't I?
Yeah. Right. Okay then. Let's finish up on this. YouTubers. Fury Joshua. Do you think it happens, Gary? How long we got left? 8 minutes. Well,
Got to happen, hasn't it?
Fury
Got to happen.
Joshua's got to happen, hasn't it? They've got to
Yeah,
get
well,
his confidence up, haven't they, and put him in with big lads.
well, I've heard people. Tyson won't skirt around that. Tyson wants that fight.
It's like you, Gary, when you bought Welcome Estates. It was such a good deal, you couldn't leave it alone because it was money on the table. You were leaving it, weren't you?
Oh, I mean, what's Tyson's missus called?
Paris. Shamdona.
Paris. Well, there lies the story. I mean, because I watched an interview with her, and she said Tyson wants Usyk.
Well,
she said, then it's going to happen, isn't it?
If he gets Usyk, fight Joshua for undisputed. That's what we all want, isn't it? They've got to put it to bed now.
Yeah,
surely.
Well, yeah, 1-2 like that. That'd be a massive fight, wouldn't it? He could keep. I mean, how long will Tyson go on for? I think that if he beats Usyk and then Joshua, just to put the final curtain on it, he could bow out and ride off into the sunset.
He don't get hit, does he? So he's no miles on clock, really, has he?
No, I know, but you know that boxers can go on too long. I'm not saying Tyson's anywhere near finished, but he doesn't need to keep fighting. Not journeymen, but he doesn't need to keep fighting. Those people put in front of him to keep him going. He's got 2 big fights, hasn't he? One is with Usyk, and one's with Joshua.
Yeah,
and
that's it, basically. Then once he's done them, he's not to prove, has he?
No, he's proved. If he's era, he was undisputed, untouchable, the best. The best that's come out of the UK for a long, long time.
Yeah. Heavyweight.
Yeah, Henry Cooper's the last one I can think about of any.
Oh, Lennox Lewis, isn't he?
Hey?
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, of course, Lennox. I always just get a bit, was he Canadian or is he British, Lennox, or what?
ABI were Nigerian, but we classed him as our own once he won belt, didn't we?
Yeah. But was he born in England, Lennox, or what?
Yeah, West Ham or East Ham. I think he was born in East Ham, one in here where Mark Tibbs is from.
Yeah, I went to see him, you know.
Oh.
I went to see
Lennox and Frank Bruno.
No, who did Lewis fight? Didn't he fight no, he fought the big one, the big American, the cruiserweight American.
Oh, Holyfield.
Holyfield, yeah. Went to see that fight,
in New York.
Yeah. No, in Las Vegas.
Oh, because they fought in New York, didn't they? On one of them.
Well, the one I went to was in Vegas, and my dad, we was with my dad, and he had the tickets in his back pocket, half a dozen tickets, and someone nicked them.
So what did you do?
We had to go back to Riviera because my dad was a high roller, and they reissued them somehow.
Did they?
Because when we used to get tickets, they were like comp. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because you'd have been going out in casinos, wouldn't you, your dad?
And when we got out of the car, just before they got nicked, guess who was there?
Oh.
Chris Eubank.
Oh, really? He probably nicked him.
with all dressed up with his glass thing in. And
looking at a tool.
And the walking stick, was it? The brass walking stick. Yeah. Yeah, we used to. I used to. I've told you this before. I used to love my boxing. I followed it all over at show. Bruno, Onigan, Errol Bomber Graham.
Well, it's nice, isn't it, when they can get to your league and you can just hop on a plane and get as an eye roll. It's nice when you could do. I can't even get to America. They won't even let me in, Skeggy.
No, it wasn't me. That was my dad. I never was a big. I'm not a gambler as such. We all used to go, and as a family, we'd put like $100 each in. There might have been 10 of us there, and that'd give you $1,000 to have a good go and a machine. And in them days, you know, the birds, you only have to give them $1, right? You get 10 drinks for free.
Yeah.
10 bottles. All right, you give them if you're getting 10 bottles, you give them $5, don't you? But
Gary, they were numbers.
You kept them sweet. They come back all night then.
Oh my God. Let's finish up on this last one then. Who's your top 5 fighters at this moment in time, Gary, in the world? Your personal top 5 pound for pound across any weight division.
Crawford and Beterbiev.
Yeah, that's 2.
Yeah, Tyson.
3. Yeah, good because they're all undefeated. Yeah.
Bloody hell, where are we?
Struggling now, Gary.
I'm just thinking of the weights. Bivol.
He won't be in my top 5. He'd probably be in top 10 though. But yeah, I can give you that. Yeah, Bivol. He's undefeated. He's a world champion. You've got Spencer and Crawford, haven't you? And you've got Bivol and Beterbiev. But all them 4 are in 2 different weight divisions. And this is why we need one champion in them weight divisions. You know, welter and light heavy.
Yeah.
We need one champion. We don't need 2, do we? But who's your 5th?
Well, you've mentioned Spencer, but you'd have to rattle through a few for me because.
All right, then. Well, this is my top 5. This is it can be in any order. Spencer and Crawford are welterweights, aren't they? Yeah, they've got all the belts between them. Right, we need one champion. Bivol and Beterbiev, they're the champions at light heavyweight. We just need one champion, don't we? Then we've got Usyk and Fury. They're the champions at heavyweight. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. They've got all the belts. They're undefeated. So them 3 weight divisions and plus lightweight. Got Tank Davis and there's Aney or Garcia. They're all undefeated. Them 4 divisions, right, are the most talked about divisions in the 100 and odd year of boxing or wherever it's been going on. Because they are called glamour divisions. They only used to be 7 back in the day. Now we've got 17 weight divisions, haven't we? But in them days, it was 7. You go welterweight, middle. Now we've got one in between. Then you go middle, light heavy. Now we have got a super middle, haven't we? Like Frotcher and Kawasaki. And then you go light heavy, heavyweight. But now we have like a cruiserweight in middle, don't we? And they've even stuck a bridgerweight in middle of it. I think if boxing could go back to them 7 weight divisions, there'd be less confusion and one champion.
Yeah, my 5th has got to be Canelo.
What about Usyk?
Well, I think Tyson's going to do him.
Only because you're a Mancunian.
No, I'll listen. When Tyson beat, when he beat, bloody hell, what the Ukrainian, what was he called?
Vladimir. Klitschko.
When he first beat Klitschko, yeah, I put my money. I've got a picture of me on Facebook with me 400 quid. Because I put 20 quid on him, and the odds I got 400 quid back, and I spread it all out on put it on Facebook, and that was because I'd watched him not much before beat White to a pulp and retired him on his stool.
Right.
Way too fast, way too sharp. And
send you another link, Gary.
Well, no, that was just my battery. I'm fine if you're all right.
It's going to cut out now. Do you want me to send another link? Yeah, no?
It's up to you, mate.
All right, I'll send you another link. All right.